Right, welcome back. Let's have a quick look on the streets. Let's see how the weather is behaving. Oh, the traffic is behaving this morning. And, Ring Road is looking as expected, pretty calm. But the traffic is starting to build up from the traffic lights, the Paloma traffic lights backwards. So be warned, get through it as quickly as you can. Right, let's move. Burma Camp next, Giffard Road, and this road is notorious. The traffic can build up pretty quick, and on a Monday morning, it's looking like just that is happening. So from Elwak backwards, it's starting to grow. And for those of you who are not yet there but need that road, it's too late, man. You're gonna be in traffic, man or woman. Okay, then let's see what is happening at Kwashi, the big roundabout where everything comes in from Tema and beyond into Accra, but the actual motorway is looking pretty calm. It's the Medina into town bit that we're starting to see some volumes build, but they're moving at the moment, so traffic not yet taking grip of this particular location. Moving. All right, so here's the view from the Tema end of the motorway at the massive roundabout that is still under construction. And yeah, those who are exiting the roundabout, actually those who are joining the roundabout from Accra, not many. Those who are exiting the roundabout and entering Accra, that's where the volumes are building. Yeah, motorway is going to start slowing down very soon. Right, that's it. That's what we can look at this morning. But here's what else we can look at. Nimwizi.
Good morning, Kojo. How are you?
I'm fine. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Interesting weekend, huh?
Oh, God. Well, interesting is one diplomatic way of describing it. Chaotic, absurd, ridiculous, irresponsible.
Presumably you're talking about the VGMAs.
Yes.
Well, I was actually talking about Game of Thrones. The finale was last night. In other news.
And by the way,
yes,
please, no spoilers.
No spoilers.
And even more importantly, if you watched the finale last night, you watched it illegally. Congratulations.
Actually,
for announcing it.
I haven't watched it, but I have been reading. I've been reading the recap. So yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be all over social media. I'm wondering on Twitter if GOT is going to trend higher or the VGMAs.
I wonder.
Yes.
I wonder. The VGMAs have certainly taken away quite some attention from everything else.
Yeah, they have.
This weekend.
They have, absolutely.
When I was talking about chaotic, irresponsible, I was actually talking about my house. But yeah, anyway.
Well, I think it's two adjectives that can be applied to a lot of things.
Yeah.
So yes.
All right. Well, let's see what else is chaotic, irresponsible, and what is positive in today's newspapers. I've got the Times, the Daily Dispatch, the Statesman, the Independent, the Observer, and the Herald. What are you packing?
I have the Daily Graphic, the Daily Guide, the Gold Street Business, the Today, and the Finder.
All right.
Okay, all right. I'm going to start with the Daily Graphic this morning. And of course, headline, Shatta Wale, Stonebwoy arrested. Nugs visits family of late George Bosumpim Somwa. Chokosis and Kokombas clash again. 2 million Ghana cedis released for President's Farmers Scholarship Scheme. That's the front page of the Daily Graphic. And on the back page, some sports. Hearts maintain winning ways. And I'm figuring there are a lot more other things in the Daily Graphic. On the front page of the Daily Guide, guns blows at VGMA. Headmaster salutes President for free SHS. Guns importer, NDC guru's brother. So the guns importer allegedly is an NDC guru's brother. 5 arrested in fresh Kokomba Chokosi clashes. You're greedy next. JJ fires Mahama's boys. That's ex-President Jerry John Rawlings speaking there. On the front page of the Gold Street Business, stock markets begins to rebound slowly. Ghana to appoint more book runners to market its domestic bonds. Business registrations on the rise. That's the front page of the Gold Street Business. The Today newspaper, NDC man named as owner of imported arms. Rumpus in Replib. Not sure what that means. Acts as godly leader. Group advises Archbishop Bediako. And of course, chaos at the VGMAs. And finally, on the front page of the Finder, accidents, 696 killed in 3 months. This represents 17.5% increase over the first quarter of 2018 figures. Ecobank Ghana posts 34% increase in profits in 2018. Ken Crunchy sues General Legal Counsel over mass exams failures. And government to clamp down on fake mobile devices. That's the front page of the Finder.
All right, I'll start with the Ghanaian Times and banner headline, government releases 2 million Ghana cedis as scholarship for 2018 National Best Farmers Children. Also, Violence Rocks Music Awards night. Yeah. Those of you who were there. Pray for God's guidance, Vice President urges Muslims. That's the front page. Let's look at the back. Flip it over real quick. 4 sports stories. Hearts feast on sharks in Accra. Yum. Black Queens settle for bronze. 3 refs handed temporary ban over bribery allegations. And Yakuba makes day for Kotoko. Great player, that. All right, then. The Daily Dispatch next. And banner headline, Facebook exposes Israeli company that manipulated elections in Nigeria, Togo, and 6 other African countries. See back page for May 23, 2019 job fair. Oh, that's a job fair that they're advertising. And minister reveals how his chief director paid $5 million without his approval. Yeah, shocking stuff there. Right. Daily Statesman next. NDC authorized arms mega import. And they've got a picture here of Kujopon Nkrumah. And it says government sets out chain of events leading to clearance of 4,000 guns. Also, showdown at VGMA's 2019. Weak security to blame for Stonebwoy Shatta fight. Also, Free SHS has reduced Kayaye. That's according to the Yagaba chief. Oh, interesting. We need to check the statistics on that. If that's true, that would be a massive success for the youth of Ghana. All right, Vincent Kompany leaves Manchester City to become Anderlecht player. Oh, dear. Well, when it's time to go, it's time to go. Wilder knocks out Brazale in, Brazil, in his first round to defend title. Yeah.
I think Wilder is fighting Anthony Joshua in a few months as well, isn't he? That's a Fury.
Everybody's looking forward to it. I think it's Joshua.
Yeah.
I'm not certain. I'll have to double check. Deontay Wilder, though, doing very well. Doing very, very well in that fight. Okay. The Independent front page. Paramount chief extols president for choosing Dr. Baumia as vice president. Also, $61 million Ayalolo buses. $61 million Ayalolo buses left to rot. Pragia slowly gaining ground in Accra. You know what Pragia is?
No, I don't. What's that?
It's a type of vehicle. You know those little transport tricycles.
I've seen them in movies.
Yeah, they're called Pragia apparently. I think it's from Kumkumbagia.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's have a look at the Ghanaian Observer. Let's see the front page of that. And no space for conflicts, violence, Kufuor cautions. Also, police grab Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy over VGMA gun brawl. Free SHS is most people-centered policy in Ghanaian history, according to a top chief. We used to think NPP did not like Zongos and Muslims, according to a Siaman chief. NPP will rule for 16 years, computer man. Says Mahama's second coming is NDC's greatest undoing. Computer man is Apostle Eric Nana Amponsa, apparently. It's your guess. Your guess is as good as mine why he's called Computer Man, but that's what they call him. Right, the Herald is the last paper I've got. NPP chief provides excuses for lazy Martin Amidu as he fights subordinates and snores on the job. That's the Herald's take. And minister sacrifices his chief director over $5 million paid contractor. Sacrifices? Okay. Presiding member denies attempt to remove MCE, but accused of being compromised. That's it for the Herald, and that's it from me.
Right, so I'm very torn. What do we talk about this morning? VGMAs or Game of Thrones? VGMAs, Game of Thrones.
I'll tell you what, we could talk about both, but let's start with the VGMAs.
Yes, so the VGMAs started beautifully, albeit a little bit late. Red carpet was really nice. I was watching Facebook Live. And then, you know, they start the performances and everything seems to be going, you know, as one would expect until the award for Reggae Dancehall Artist of the Year. And that went to Stonebwoy. And then Stonebwoy goes on stage and he's getting ready to talk, you know, and the camera pans across. And the first place, when, just before Stonebwoy was announced, the camera, you know, does a Stonebwoy Shatta, and they're both so tense. And then you come to Shatta as Stonebwoy goes up, and he whispers something to the guy who's sitting next to him, and then they get up. So the presumption is that, you know, he's annoyed, so he's leaving. So I guess, you know, that's not too out of the blue for him. And then, but no, in an epic twist of events, he doesn't actually leave, but then he heads towards the stage. And we all know what happens after that. You know, blows were thrown, guns are pulled, you know, and all of that. And then apparently people started to walk out, run out. There was a bit of a mad rush outside and all of that. What we know now is that both of them have been detained. Parker was speaking to, I think it was the head of the Accra Regional Police Command, and he was saying that no charges have been leveled against them yet.
So why have they been kept overnight? Well, they can be kept 48 hours without
yeah.
charge.
So they have been kept, and I think I can understand. I feel safer knowing both of them are in custody. I don't know, no, you know, because there was so much social media back and forth, you know, and you know how the culture of their followers. You know, sometimes you almost get the feeling of they might be a little bit uncontrollable. You know, so if tempest, a little bit, if tempest flare enough, you know, but the fact that both of them are in custody is kind of like, okay, everybody just chill situation. So no charges have been leveled. They are assisting in the investigations. They said they're watching the videos, they're talking to people. I don't know what they are trying to ascertain because clearly, but anyway, so they're doing that. And we'll see how that will go. Let me say congratulations though to Sarkodie for winning Artist of the Decade. I think it's very well deserved. And also to Samini, who performed after this and managed to get, how do you follow? But then again, it's only Samini who can do that. So good morning to you if you're watching, and great performance there. You know, all of this really just masks the 20th anniversary of the VGMAs, and it's very, very unfortunate because even when Samini was singing, you know, he did his freestyle thing, and he was saying that this is Ghana to the world. You know, because we're on DSTV, we're on Facebook, we're everywhere. And on such an epic event, or in such an epic event, 20th anniversary, we're having people fighting. Can you imagine something like this happened at the Grammys? Like it was almost like a of Tupac and Biggie, you know, that kind of thing. And we know that these things don't end well. So at some point, people were also throwing chairs at other people in the audience as well. So I guess this is what's going on with the VGMAs. Charter House has issued a statement. They're saying that they will take punitive measures because even in the terms and conditions, you know, they have said that you can only behave a certain way. And so they'll call a press conference within the next few days, and they will, you know, let us know how they're going to, I'm guessing, penalize, you know, these two artists and their whole gangs or families or whatever it is that you call them.
You see, there's something about this that, I don't know if I should say it now or later. I'll say it now. You know what? Later I might not feel like it. I don't think these artists understand that people look up to them. And I don't think people understand that you shouldn't look up to artists. You really shouldn't. They're artists. They're not role models. They're not career counselors or whatever.
No,
they are people who are fueled by creativity. They go into their workplace to play. That's what artists do. So an artist who, in addition to being a musician, somehow lives a life that is worth emulating is rare. It's not the norm. And don't hate them for it. It's not a bad thing. No, that is not their purpose in life. We are assigning to them a purpose that is not theirs. And then we put everything of ours into that assignation, that wrong assignation that we've made to artists.
Word of the day brought to you by Kojo Yankson. Assignation.
You this woman, we're going to ban you from
assignation. I'm sorry, I just have to. Assignation. Yes.
So this is what we do, okay? And it's wrong. It's wrong. They are to be admired for their talent. They are to be enjoyed for their product. They are not to be followed for their character. They are not selling their character. They are selling their product, their work, their art. Now, people talk about how Shatta is crazy and Stonebwoy is a gentleman. They are both musicians. That's why people follow them. not because of their temperament. But here's the thing. It is very dangerous to commit everything, including your own personal safety, when all you are is a fan, a hanger-on, a follower of an artist. It's very dangerous. Your description of what happened was so apt. Both sitting calm, announcement was made, one of them wins, the other one suddenly signals the rest, gets up, starts heading towards the stage. What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you know, he has said that he was going to try and congratulate him.
But what would anybody understand it as? But you see, because he's oblivious to the world, it doesn't even cross his mind that somebody would think that I'm going.
Yeah.
It doesn't even cross. I mean, and he genuinely believed that they will allow him to walk all the way up to this man and congratulate him. He genuinely believed that that will happen. If that's what he believed, then clearly he didn't think this through.
No, he didn't.
And he's not as smart as people make him out to be, if that's what he thought would happen. Now, Stonebwoy, people act like his drawing a gun on stage was some reflex action. But packing a gun from home...
It's very intentional.
Thank you. To bring to a music awards night where innocent people have paid money to come and enjoy your work. That's not a reflex. No, he thought it through and decided to do it. Now, you brought the gun, so it's there. And somebody who you consider a threat is approaching you. So you draw your gun. You draw your gun in a public place where there are innocent people sitting meters away from you. My dear friend Kwame Sefakai was somewhere in the vicinity.
He was, wasn't he?
You draw a gun. Now, I've seen people on social media, by the way, people have attacked me on social media for commenting on this, on Twitter particularly. You draw a gun with the intention of using it, clearly, if you find yourself in danger.
Yes.
Right? So you've drawn this gun. Now, how much control do you think you have after you draw a gun? How much control do you think you have? You think it's up to you whether you fire it or not? No, it's all up to external circumstances. If something happens that makes you feel threatened, you'll fire the gun.
You'll fire the gun.
It's not up to you anymore. Yeah. You are no longer in control. Okay? And there are innocent people all around you. So what if somebody had pushed you and you had stumbled and fallen and the gun had gone off and some innocent person in the front row had been shot? What would you have done? Stood up and apologized and performed, and then we'll all be happy, or accepted your award and gone to sit down and be like, sorry. Is that really what would have happened? So does he take no responsibility for the decision he took from home?
To carry the weapon.
And if you genuinely thought that it is okay to draw a weapon in a crowded place, as if you are in control once you draw that weapon, then he's also not as smart as people thought he was. Now, on social media, on Twitter, I made this point about both of them, and they descended on me. Now, here's the funny thing. My comments were that they were both irresponsible, they both erred. Their response to me was, you are biased.
Okay, yeah. I can see where they're coming from.
I'm not joking. That was their response to me. You are biased. So I inquired, okay, who am I biased towards? And then each of them would simply defend whomever they believe in. So because I didn't defend that person, I'm biased.
You're biased, yeah.
Clearly a certain understanding of bias has been lost here.
Of course.
Anyway, you know what?
I definitely agree with you about both of them being responsible. I just wish Shatta Wale had just sat down. Or walked out. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is, and there's an argument that has been made that if you wanted to go up and do this sort of, I don't know, unity, whatever thing, you should have informed the organizers. That way, when you start to go, they can actually say, okay, this is fine. Or maybe Stonebwoy would be told before, or maybe you won't go with such a battalion of people behind you.
There are a million ways of doing it right.
Exactly. So, I mean, I'm well. Anyway, so that's the VGMAs. Yeah, it's done, it's over, but I don't know what's going to happen to, I feel like all of this is not going to go anywhere.
We'll talk a bit more about it later. But, you know, we're assuming that that gun was licensed.
Yes.
That doesn't make it any better.
And this is not the first
bullet would not have hurt less because it's coming from a licensed gun.
Yeah, and this is not the first incident with Stonebwoy and a gun. You remember there was the Paloma shooting incident, I think another one as
where he
well.
drew a gun at a performance at Legon.
Yes.
So yeah, he's been armed for a long time.
Yeah.
Armed and dangerous for a long time.
And then of course Shatta Wale has responded by releasing a song. This is not his first
time of doing something ridiculous either.
Yes.
Yes, he has also been just off the
a little bit. Yeah, it's very disappointing. But anyway,
follow him for it. That's the funny thing. Like I want today, if my child is one of those kids who goes out on a motorbike and rides around behind Shatta Wale, today is the day I'm allowed to smack him on the back of the head and say, "You friggin' idiot! Look who you are following."
I know.
And if my child is one of those who picks fights because he supports Stonebwoy over someone else, today is the day when I can threaten him with incarceration for being
and disownment.
And disown him
if
for
there's,
being
if there's even a word like that.
Idiotic. You don't follow these people for character examples. That's not what they are there for. That's not what they're even trying to do. They're not trying to show you a good character. They're trying to give you good music.
Right. Is there anything that has caught your eye, or should I talk about accidents?
Go on, talk about
so 696 people have been killed the first 3 months of this year. And the reason why this is more worrying than just the figure is that it's a 17% increase on what happened last year. So 2018, the figure was 592, and this year it's 696. 506 men, which is really sad because of issues. 62 males below 18 years. And 444 males above 18 years. Females, 190 females. The regional breakdown of deaths, Accra has the most. Actually, the Ashanti region has 113, followed by Accra. There are no figures for the new ones. 207 pedestrians killed.
How many in Accra does it say?
No, it doesn't. Right. It doesn't. It just gives the figure. There's been an 11% increase in motorcycle accidents. I don't think that we're surprised by that, because the motorcycle riders, their lack of adherence, if there's a word, to road traffic regulations and rules is absolutely crazy. Motorcycle accidents killed 169 people. 2,387 private vehicles involved in accidents. Private vehicles killed 201 people. 326 people killed by commercial vehicles. 3,415 cases reported, and 5,557 vehicles involved in accidents. So accidents are still one of the major killers for us, and we've had many discussions on why. But I think more recently, something that's actually really coming out is how distracted we are when we're driving, because we're on our phones.
Absolutely.
You know, texting, scrolling, responding to messages, you know, and so we're very absent-minded. I've seen it a few times. I think last week I was behind a lady who was texting, and you know, she almost ran into the curb at Circle, you know, and I'm wondering, could just park if it's that important. You know,
and if you were the only person you were endangering, I wouldn't have been as bothered. You know?
But then you're endangering everybody else.
Innocent people walking around, and they're going to die because you can't wait to get home before you respond to a WhatsApp message, probably from somebody who's cheating on you anyway.
Oh gosh, bitterness.
Yeah.
Other news, you heard about the Burkinabes who have settled in Ghana?
Yes.
Through Sisala. It's interesting that we didn't notice. We absolutely didn't notice. Immigration didn't notice. Nobody noticed until, well, the Ghana News Agency is claiming, what's the word for it? Sovereignty of this case, if I may use that expression, because they have been following them. They've settled down. I think there's about over a thousand migrants, and they've settled down in the Sisala East constituency, happily farming away and creating a new life here in Ghana. Yes, and I think that maybe we don't mind so much because we understand what's happening in their country. But the problem with when we don't have control of our borders is that, fine, the good people may be able to get through, people in need, people who need help, but the bad people are also able to get through very easily.
Absolutely.
And if Yatenke was speaking on A Walk with Jesus last night, and she did say, oh, the police have been doing assimilation exercises and all of that, trying to test their preparedness for, you know, any possible terrorist threats and stuff. And I wasn't listening at the time. I listened after. So I couldn't, you know, text in to ask her, oh, right. So, you know, when Kojiangse went to Accra Mall, and your national security person supposed national security person was totally oblivious to the fact that a bag had been left.
He was yet
Was
to
that
go
just
through
you choosing not to cooperate with the assimilation, or what was that?
Oh boy.
And so there's that. But you know, stories like this always do worry me because we feel safe. We feel like we're in a bubble.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And we feel like it's someone else's job to keep us safe.
Yes.
That's why when we put out what we did at the mall, people were annoyed. Why are you telling us? We don't need to know that we're not safe. Go and tell the people whose job it is to look after us. Let them keep us safe. We don't want to know. We just want to be safe.
Yeah.
We want to keep our heads in the sand and believe we're fine. We want to cover our faces and believe that terrorists can't see us.
We're behaving like ostriches, aren't
Absolutely.
we? So they've settled in nicely, and hopefully all is well.
Okay.
Now can I talk about Game of Thrones?
I'm told we've got to move on. You can tell me about it privately, but no spoilers.
No spoilers. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, today, if you come anywhere near me with a spoiler, I'm watching the thing tonight. If you come near me with a spoiler, you and me will have problems. Don't try. All right, but I'll tell you what is coming near, and it's sports. Benedict and the team have all the headlines from around the world, and you don't want to miss it. We've got some interesting stories coming your way. We'll be back after that, though, because we've got a lot to talk about. There's corruption in the office of the special prosecutor. Can you believe that? Yes, people are still in there, according to their own investigation. We'll tell you about it when we come back.